Hi, welcome to Kinda Artsy Things. I'm your host, Catherine, and this is episode 1, November 1st, 2012. I'm going to get right into it. I wanted to do a podcast for the last few years, so I'm finally taking the plunge. I'll probably be doing finished objects first. Right now, I don't have any. I'm getting kind of close on a few, but none that are really worth mentioning. So I'm going to show you my works in progress. Right now, my biggest works in progress is I'm knitting a shawl for my mom for Christmas. And it is the Multnomah by Kate Ray. I have a decent amount on here. I counted it last week, like the last time I did a major amount of knitting on it. And I have over 200 stitches. And I've knit probably an inch since then. So it is growing quite well. Only problem with having long hair and knitting, your hair becomes part of your knitting. So this is the main thing I'm working on. This color is Red Heart Comfort in the 4092 colorway. I'm not sure of the name of it. They do have names, but I'm not sure for this one. But it is a light blue, a dark blue, and a couple purpley blues. So, and that's not horrible. You can't really see. Maybe if I pull it back. See, like right there, that's pretty accurate. The dark blue isn't quite that dark, but everything else is very, very accurate on that color right there. Right there. And I keep finding more of my hair. So it is big. I am doing one of the modifications he has put in there. I'm doing the main section to 373 stitches. This is going to be a shawl for my mom to wear just around the house and stuff. So we want it big. We want it comfy. He's going to be using it a lot, so we want it perfect. I have 3 skeins, and I haven't even used half yet, so it's coming along good. Told you the yarn. It is knit on size US 10. They're circular, so I'm not sure on the metric. I'm working on that though. Okay, next up on my needles right now is I'm usually knitting my mom's socks. Right now I'm not. That's because most of her socks have holes. Like this one. We've already patched it once. But yeah, it has a hole there, it has a hole coming in the heel. This is actually from the first pair I knit her, which has been just over a year. She got her first pair last October for her birthday, so I'm using the heel turn part of the pattern and just knitting bottoms with the heel because the heels are wearing out on all her socks. So I guess these are kind of finished objects. They're not going to be completely finished until they're sewn onto her other socks. So I have 1 done, 2 done, and a half. You can see the heel turn. You may wonder why my heels are a little weird. And that color is not showing up accurately at all. It's more the color of my knitting needles. Like my knitting needles match my yarn. I was knitting her 4th pair of socks like these, or no, the 3rd pair of socks like these, when I realized that I'd been doing the heel wrong the entire time. I wasn't going to change it. She likes them, they fit her. Someday if I actually do ever read the heel pattern when I'm doing them, then I'll do the heel pattern properly, but she likes them, that's the main thing. And the sock pattern that I'm using for her socks is the Lazy Weekend socks from Love of Knitting Fall 2011. I have a photocopy. I own the magazine, but the magazine was starting to get kind of ratty, so photocopy it. A little easier when you're traveling too. Yeah, and I love this pattern. Like, I've knit my mom. I've knit her 5 pairs of socks, and 4 of them are this pattern. I knit 1 toe up. She doesn't mind them, but she prefers these ones, so that's what she gets usually. So yeah, I have 2.5 sock bottoms. She has 5 pairs, so I'm gonna make her 10, and then give her a leftover ball. So then, when her newer socks start to wear out enough where she needs new bottoms for them, she has some bottoms for them. And I'm also going to try, when I knit her new socks, to knit her a new set of bottoms. Because she wears them lots, and she deserves them. She's an awesome mom. So that's all I'm working on currently right now, other than dishcloths. I always have like a grandma's favorite dishcloth going on the needles, usually in my purse for when I'm at work on my breaks. It's easy. I also take the bus to work, so if I feel the urge to knit on the bus, it's easy to do there too. So next up on my needles, toe up socks. Maybe for me, maybe for my mom, maybe for my sister, who knows. I probably won't know until I'm basically at the heel on who gets these. I got this yarn. It's just a second. It says it's an acrylic blend. I got it at the local dollar store. It was pretty colors. And it kind of matches my nail polish right now. My worn off nail polish. But I thought I'd make nice socks. Soft socks. Soft and fuzzy. And the color repeats aren't that long, so you might... No, you wouldn't even get a whole row. Whole round. Maybe this purple you would. No, not quite. Be close. So, I can't wait to knit these up. I have 2 skeins. One thing, I knit all my socks 2 at a time, so I like having 2 skeins of the yarn. Because then I know once I get through my socks and I have leftover, then I know how much I have. I don't have to worry about trying to figure out what to do if I run out of yarn. So I always buy 2 skeins. That's usually my rule of thumb for any yarn I buy 2 skeins of a color and try and get the same dye lot. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time I manage to do it. Okay. I'm going to talk about me for a bit. I started knitting when I was 12 years old. Middle of July, my best friend had learned from her grandma and then taught me because I thought it was cool. And it was funny because that summer I kind of learned how to crochet through books mostly. My mom crocheted a little bit when I was younger, so I kind of had that crafty thing going on like my whole life. But yeah, knitting since I was 12. I turned 24 later this month, and I've wanted to do this since I was 20. I wanted to do a podcast. I thought it was really cool, so I'm happy I'm finally doing it. Next July it'll be 12 years since I started knitting, so I've been knitting almost half my life at this point, and I don't know what I would have done without knitting. Knitting is my life, the main part of my life. Like, I'm recording in my bedroom. That whole side of my room, basically, is knitting, yarn. This whole side of my room is crafts. Behind you is my closet. Closet, clothes, books, and more craft stuff. There's lots. I don't just knit. It'll be primarily knitting on the podcast. I'm hoping to very soon, hopefully, to get an Etsy shop up and going, because I do lots of stuff. And it's getting to the point where I'm not liking jobs. I want to be at home knitting or making stitch markers or just being goofy with paper and scissors and glue. Like, just what I want to do. So hopefully I can get that up and going. I'll probably be beginning of next year before anything happens for sure. But I'm hopeful. So I think that's about it for this week. Thank you for checking me out. I'm going to give a shout out here. Hi, Crystal, because I know you're going to watch this. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Bye.